Dude?
Okay, let me get some paper for you. Show you
Paper.
what this is about.
Okay.
Okay, so now these are things that tell you how I have to behave, not how you have to behave. Okay. So this is
one thing is this is like one-time thing when I talk to you, right? It's not like every week or
I don't know.
or it depends.
It depends.
Because
But
what I was thinking of is talking to you and tell me your advice for this.
Mhm.
And that was it. I didn't think of like weekly going or like you get my point, right?
yeah, I
Okay.
hear you. And we can negotiate that. Obviously,
No,
we'll
it's-
talk.
If I need to, I'll definitely tell you that.
No, that's
I need to,
perfect.
but
That's perfect. Okay, so this bit over here, it's saying if we were doing deep, dark, scary psychological tests, we would do them properly. We are not going to do any deep, dark, scary psychological tests. I'm sure
Okay.
you know. If we did, I'd do them fairly. I give anonymous, generalized feedback to the school. So I write a report at the end of the term saying, sorry, it was a knock, okay? Maybe not. I write a report saying I saw 73 DP1s and 20 DP2s, and there's a divorce and eating disorder, but no names mentioned, right? Tom has asked me, so that's Tom Oden,
Yep.
if he asks me if I see a student, for me to say yes or no, but not what it's about. And the reason for that
what do you
is
mean? Yes or no?
just to tell him if I do or don't see a student. So if a
Such a
teacher,
student.
yeah.
Okay.
So if he says to me, "Hey Simon, Paul's teachers are worried about him and they think he should see a psychologist. Is he seeing you?" And he
Okay,
wants me
and then
to
you
say,
say
"Yes, he is."
Okay.
And if I say no, then he can say, "Please, will you get hold of Paul?"
Okay, so you go talk to me and you okay.
Yeah. So it's not about what talks about or anything. Okay. Confidentiality. What you say to me, I can't tell people,
Okay.
except for the following things. So listen carefully. So I start at the bottom. If you are charged with a crime, in 5 years' time you murder someone, and the judge wants to see your medical records, I have to give them, just like your doctor will.
Okay.
Are you going to murder anyone in 5 years' time?
No.
No, we should be fine. How old are you?
I was 17.
Okay, so that doesn't matter. These two over here, if from what you tell me, I'm worried that you're in danger or someone else is in danger, I have to protect you or
Or the
protect
other
them.
person, yeah.
But it doesn't mean sharing stuff that's not related to safety.
I get it.
Okay? And then I don't write your report for no reason. If you need one for court, tell me and I'll write it.
For court.
Yeah. As a psychologist, I'll see lots of people for different reasons.
No, the court isn't it like the judge?
Yes. So if you were having a divorce, or
Okay.
or if your parents are getting a divorce,
Oh, okay.
and they
then
want me to see you to know which parents you should go to, that sort of thing.
Okay, alright.
So it won't matter for you, but if you did need
Mhm.
one, I would write it.
Mm.
And it's saying you've got a chance to read it, and of course you must read it word for word, that's fine. And if you have any questions, you can ask them. And then after you've read it and asked questions, if you agree, please sign for me. Okay, but before you do anything, this is what I give to everybody who comes to see me.
Yeah, okay.
I understand though that something else happened with you, and there's so many stories that of other cases that I'm dealing with, so I don't want to confuse them. There was a photograph or something.
Yeah, this is one of the things.
Yeah, okay, so there's that incident, okay.
Okay, yeah.
So I imagine who was dealing with it? It was Saskia, Marcus.
Not Marcus.
Marcus.
I think
Okay.
it's Marcus once.
Okay, so he might ask me how this went. So I want to know from you what you feel comfortable with my saying and what you don't feel comfortable with my saying. So you'll probably ask.
Well, I feel okay if you share with other people because it's like this thing is the way I think it is. It should be no problem sharing with other people as long as
I talk to you about it.
yeah. Okay, yeah.
Perfect. Okay.
And since Marcus talked to me, I think it's logical to tell him.
Okay. Okay, so please feel free, read it word for word, and when you're happy, you'll decide.
How long have you been a psychologist?
How long have I been a psychologist? For... When did I graduate? Probably 9 years ago? 9 years? Which means that I've been doing... But remember that you study for a long time before it happens.
Yeah. And is it what you're doing like your whole career, like in school?
No, before this I was a teacher.
So teacher of psychology?
No, of English actually.
English.
And then I taught psychology, but I was an English teacher first.
Alright. So this link means you can access all my emails and everything.
No, not your emails. No, not your emails. Not emails. So like when you applied at the school, you have an admissions form.
Yeah. Oh, with the data.
Yeah. And like your reports, your school reports, and what your teachers have said. It's not your email or your phone or anything like that. No.
I think I'm okay with it because you explained it to me. So
Good.
what date is today?
It's the 31st. It doesn't matter because I can get you here and it's perfect. Cool. Thanks very much, man. Okay, so you are Paul. You are 17. You are a day student.
Yes.
And you are originally from?
Romania.
Now, you're not allowed to judge me by my geography ignorance. What language do you speak in Romania?
Romanian.
Okay, so that's a language in and of itself.
Yeah, it's only
Romanian.
Romanian. Yeah.
But your English seems very good.
Oh, yeah, this is my third year. So I've been fourth. MIP 3, MIP 4, 5, maybe 2 and so.
Okay,
So I got time to learn.
Okay, I was going to say Romanian, but English is absolutely fine.
Oh, thank you.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool. Okay, so what can I do for you?
Okay, so let's start with this thing with the photo.
Yeah.
This was Marcus talked to me about. This started kind of in autumn somewhere. There was so I think some stuff is connected one to another. So there's Vasya. He used to be my best friend the year before, and like beginning of DP1.
Okay, and Vasya.
Vasya, yeah.
Okay.
Yes. So there was one thing happening. Okay, I'm gonna go with other things as well because it's in a way related to this. There's someone else, another person who I know he didn't like me at the beginning, and I realized he hates me. And at one point, some people told me he's talking shit about me, and I was kind of okay. If he says this is his problem, people are not gonna believe whatever he says because they will see it doesn't match with me.
Okay.
Alright, so, and I knew about this, and at the beginning of DP1, I saw this thing. A lot of people who would hang out with him, and first hang out with me, or the other way around, they would have not necessarily hate me, but have a bad reaction when they see me. So what I was thinking is maybe he's doing something, since I knew the year before a lot of people told me he's saying bad stuff about me. So
is he the same year as you? Also DP1?
Yeah, Yari is Yari's name. Yeah.
Okay. Where's Yari from?
England.
Yeah. Okay.
Alright, so there was at the beginning there was like what I felt like, okay, he did this before, he might do it again, and it must be him. But at one point it became pretty clear that a lot of other people had this reaction, and I was okay, something is definitely going on. It's not possible to everyone, from one person everyone is doing this. So then I thought, okay, if Vas is my best friend, I will talk to him, and if there is something, he should tell me. And he told me something in the very beginning. That was I think September. He told me that Yari said something, and I knew he said this the year before as
So
well.
he told you that who did something?
Yari. So he told me something that Yari said, which wasn't true.
Okay, I missed this. Who told you that Yari said?
Vasya.
Oh, Vasya said.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
And then I asked around, and apparently he said that, like I talked to Yari in the end, and he said he mentioned that a few times, but this was last year, and then he realized he was wrong, so he apologized and everything, but it didn't seem okay because I know what I saw. Like I know people talking to him, and then when they meet me, they were like okay, but there was something wrong. I'm not really sure how to explain this. But at one point, I was so sure that something's going on, and there might be more people doing the same thing, because one person can do all this. So one person can turn so many people like against you, or not against you, but like having a bad perception. I think. Yeah. So one day I was at Vasya's house, right? And I kept asking him about this and about Yari and how okay, what's happening, and he was like, okay, there's nothing, and like at that point, I was thinking he might be lying because it's obviously something. So then he showed me those photos, and he said something like, okay, look, I trust you with this. So if I trust you with this, you can like tell me again that I'm not telling you the truth or anything.
And so Vasya showed you those photos.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, and this was like for I don't know, for 10 seconds. He just scrolled down, like he didn't open them. But he scrolled down and he showed me like, look, I trust you with this, don't tell anyone, you're the only one who knows, and if I trust you with this, you can trust me that what I'm telling you is the truth, and no one is saying anything.
Okay.
So that seems fair.
And what were the photos?
So he took photos of a girl's like backpack.
Where was she?
I know.
Like with a covered ass.
Yeah,
like
covered.
Okay, so like she's bending over in class or something.
Yeah, something like this.
Okay.
Okay, I remember one of the photos I think was in a science classroom, and the others I don't really remember, but that's what I remember. And he told me it was happened in MIP5, so way before I got to know about it. But he told me don't tell anyone, and no one knows about it, so that was okay. Right, I'm the only one who knows. There's no way anyone else will know about this, right?
Yeah.
And a few weeks later, okay, so people started to like. That thing wasn't that obvious, that people are ignoring me or acting really like strange without a reason. So that seemed to go like a bit backwards, so it was better, like a tiny bit, but you could see that maybe whatever Yari or someone else said, people realized it's probably not true. But soon after, this thing came back again, and like really strong, and again I had no idea, so I was starting to ask more people now, because it's been already a while, and obviously something happened, and everyone told me the exact same thing. Nothing happened. I don't know what you're talking about. And then Vasya also stopped hanging out with me, and it was something really obvious because I used to like we met every single day almost. So there's something happened, like something really clear, and so what I thought at the time, I was like, okay, someone else said something, and maybe he believed it, and I don't see why, but okay. And after a while, so I realized people are kind of trying to let me know that I did these photos, because he also told me something a few weeks after he showed me that. He told me I realized I'm telling people too much stuff, and I shouldn't, and something like this. And then he just went away, and I was like, okay. Then a few weeks later, I was like, okay, there's something you told me, and people got to know about it. And I was thinking about that, but it was impossible because I was the only one who knew, right? So I was thinking about it, and I was talking to him, and he told me the exact same thing. No, what are you talking about? This it's nothing. And then it kept going like this, and a lot of people, like not one or two people, kind of let me know that I'm part of this thing. And
how do you mean they let you know?
You could do something really obvious, like this girl, for example, and it's only her, not anyone else, right? Like she sent me some Snapchats which relate to that, right?
So she'd send you a Snapchat of someone's bum?
Not exactly, but for example, if we're taking a photo or something like this, I can show you. I have two of them, but
Yeah, let's see.
but there are a lot more. But on Snapchat it disappears, so
So you screenshot
you have
it.
to screenshot it to keep it, otherwise it disappears. Yeah, so this is one of them. For example, like these photos, yeah, you
Sorry, it's just glare from there.
yeah. So basically, there's not too much many things you can do with these photos. And
So that is that the girl?
yeah, yeah.
And who sent you the picture? Who sent you this picture?
Like she sent it.
She herself did.
Yeah, like you can if you send it like this.
Yeah.
And there's a timer
Mm-hmm.
on Snapchat. It's,
I see.
it's from one person, but it doesn't show you the name because it shows you that she sent it and you open it.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Okay, so she sent me this and like there's a on our. It kind of related to that because what can you do with it? The picture like that, right? And there's the other one. I think yeah, this one. Also the same.
So just glare. And who did she send it to? Just you?
Yeah, this was sent to me. I don't know if sent it to anyone else, but she sent it to me because I can see it. But and there's a lot of other stuff, like not things that if it was only this, like me sending, she sending me this too,
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't think anything because it's okay. She sent me two Snapchats, but also other people. For example, yeah, there was a group, a school project. I think YSC, you know, right? It's not group project, but it's like we're doing a project in the YSC, right?
Mm-hmm.
And about the same time, or a bit before, someone simply changed the name of the group to YSC, and the S was like right ASS, right? And this also, I think it's pretty obvious because none of that any other people that could possibly be involved in this were in that YSC group, right? And a lot of people already kind of showed me this like silence, I don't know how to call them, that I'm involved in this. And then I start asking questions, and I went to Vasya first, no one else, and I asked, okay, yeah, remember that thing that happened in autumn and everything? And he told me that okay, people knew about it in MIP5 when he took those photos.
And you said other people did know.
Yeah,
Okay.
but that was after. First time he told me no one knew about it except me. So that doesn't make sense. And after he sent me that, he told me that I kept asking him. I sent him messages. So if there are messages, they're recorded. So I can prove that it wasn't me if he said that. And on the messages, first he didn't send me anything. He just talked to me. He was like, okay, look, stop with this. You're making too much.
You're making this a big deal.
Yeah, a big deal is nothing, and I explained him why I think he did that and everything, and it made sense because he didn't talk to me about it when there were other people around, only when we were us two, right? So then I started asking some other people who he said they knew from the year before, and they told me the exact same thing. He told me, okay, we know he did it, but that's it. And that didn't make sense because everyone made it really obvious, like really obvious that I'm somehow part of that, right? So then I went to talk to this girl, to Sophie, and
That's this one. This girl. This
Yeah.
is Sophie.
Yeah.
Okay.
yeah, I went to talk to her, and like she was visibly angry, right? Like really, really pissed off, right?
With you.
Before I told her anything. And I explained to her that someone did something bad and someone took a photo of her, and before mentioning names, she knew that was something with Vasya's group, right? So she told me that someone in Vasya's group or some people in Vasya's group were sending those photos, and she heard that before, but she didn't really pay attention to it because it was just like a rumor. And now that I told her that someone did that, and I think someone blamed it on me, she wanted to know more. But that doesn't make sense either because all the other people's reaction and her reaction as well, right? Before I ever talked to her.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, don't match with that because she said, oh, I heard it once, no one mentioned it again, and now you're telling it to me again. But it doesn't match with everyone's reaction.
Mm-hmm.
So then I start talking to all the people that could possibly be in Vasya's group and ask them about that, even if they were supposed to know or not about it. And absolutely everyone told me the same thing. Either they don't know, either they know Vasya did it, and that's it. that again doesn't make any sense because I know what it is, so I know what how people reacted okay, to this, and like I wouldn't, since he told me not to tell anyone, I wouldn't have gone to this girl to Sophie to tell her that okay, I think someone blamed me on this because then if actually no one said anything, then like Vasa would, you get my point, right? Because he told me not to tell anyone, and I'm telling the exact person who this was about, right? So then this doesn't make sense because she said that okay, it was him, and it doesn't make sense since everyone, including her, like everyone was pissed at me or had the bad reaction towards me, and it was clearly because of this. And now him, like Vasya and Sophie, they both tell me that like okay, you're not involved, just forget about it. And everyone in Vasya's group told me the same thing, but also other people who are not related just either didn't want to talk about it or just like okay, I don't know, I don't know about that. But still, that's what they tell me. But then the reaction is still pretty clear, and I'm not imagining anything that nobody see, right? And it was so obvious that like right now I'm really confused because I know there's something happened. Maybe in the end he messaged me. So after I talked to Sophie, he messaged me and he told me that okay, don't worry about that. You didn't take those, and I'm not blaming you for that. So stop with that. And one of his friends also told me the same thing. But then something still happened, and it's related to this. And it has to be something. Even now, some people still did this, had the same reaction, right? And this happened long ago. So,
can you describe to me more what you mean about this reaction? What reaction do you see?
Okay, for example, I told you that thing when some people changed the name of the group, right?
But explain to me, because I didn't quite understand that. So the YSE thing, why is that a sign?
Because why would they do that without any reason at all? And in the same time when everyone was doing this?
I'm not sure if I understand why it's a significant thing. Like,
it's not by itself. It's not by itself. It's nothing.
Just because I mean, like, people could all have worn. If people had worn a blue shirt that day, would you have said, why did they all wear blue shirts?
No, exactly.
So I'm not sure. So like, is there something else behind the YSE thing? Did it mean something before? Or?
Well, what do you mean?
So if I understand you, there are three letters, Y, S, E, and then they changed it on the group to Y, E, S, S, E.
No, Y, A, S, S, E.
Yes, E. So
I'm going to show you. Alright.
Okay, so this is youth social entrepreneurship, and they changed it to? Oh, I see. Oh,
okay.
Oh, I see.
Okay. This is absolutely no reason. So.
Okay.
And since it happened in the same time with everything else, it's like with those naps.
I understand with the S. Okay, I see you now.
Again, stuff like this, and a lot of stuff like this. Not only this, but even this by itself doesn't mean much, right? And a lot of stuff like this, like, and I'm not sure how to explain it, but there were so many things like this, and if it would be, for example, to Vasya, right, because he was the one who did that, it should be towards him. It doesn't make sense why people be pissed at me and let me know like stuff like this if I'm not involved in that thing, right? And he also told me that okay, people know I did that. That's what he said. Like people know he did that, and people are not pissed at him, and it's perfectly fine. And since it's not an okay thing, and some people should be pissed at him because of that, especially Sophie, because she's like it's a okay. Absolutely no one is pissed at him, but everyone is pissed at me without me doing anything, and he agrees with that, and it doesn't make sense. Why?
So he agrees that people are pissed at you?
No, she didn't say that. He said that no one is pissed at me, no one is pissed at him, or he did that, and people know he did that, and just forget about it. And that's...
Okay, so what tell me if I've got this right. You've said a lot, and I'm going to just make it very simple, even though I know it's not simple, right? So I'm just making it simple for the big picture.
Okay, yes.
So what you're saying is, there's an event where someone did something wrong,
okay,
and you were worried that people thought that it was you,
Okay. Yeah.
And the whole time, the message you've been given officially is, no, they know it's not you, they know it's this other guy. But what you've seen in other people's responses makes
Yeah.
you think that they do think it was you.
Yes.
Is that right? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so everyone denies it.
No,
But you are
everyone,
seeing
because
those
I didn't ask everyone. I asked a few people because there's not really a way. For example, in the YSC group, there are people who I don't really know that much, so it's kind of not the. I don't feel comfortable just asking this because.
Yeah. And it wouldn't be very helpful. I mean, if you went to every person in the school, it wouldn't be a good thing. Right?
Yeah,
So it wouldn't help.